Good morning, Irwin Hill Church family. It's your friend, Chandler Dedman. Glad to be back with y'all. Sitting on the question side today, I am here with your worship pastor, Pastor Tim Warren. It's fantastic to be here again. We're going to be asking a couple of questions today with a song that he wrote. He wrote the lyrics and the chords. And Tim, buddy, it feels kind of weird sitting on this side.
It's very different, you know. You've been doing a lot of the playing and most of the explaining, and now I'm having to do that part, and it's a little nerve wracking. I can understand it now.
Yeah. So let's not waste any time. Tell us again the name of the song and jump right into your favorite part. To me, the chorus is the favorite part of the entire song to me. But you pick whatever you want to do.
Well, this song is called Keep Your Eyes on the Master. And a lot of people would not believe this, but this song was written just a couple days before It's My Time on the Mountain.
Wow. Amazing. That's completely amazing because, when he says that, in my mind, they completely contrast each other. And what I mean by that, with It's My Time, it's so energetic. Tim, if you would please, the chorus, show them the contrast with this song.
Keep your eyes on the Master. He's right there with you. You see his arm is outstretched, and he'll see you through. Just look to Jesus, despite all the waves. Keep your eyes on the Master, and he'll keep you safe.
Amen. Tim, fantastic. Like the contrast, as I said, completely different from
Well,
It's
not
My
only
Time.
within the music, but within the message of the music too. Very, one of them's like, "Hey, it's my time, celebrate," and this one's like, "Hey, keep your eyes on him. Everything's gonna be okay."
Right. So, tell us about the verses. Where did you get the first verse from?
Well, I wrote this one actually when I was working.
Okay.
And I wasn't at school, so it was summer, and I was at a camp job. And so I was sitting I can picture where I was sitting right now.
Yeah.
We had a little table at the front of the room. You have about 40 first and second graders in that room.
God bless.
And they're having free time, and I'm sitting there, and the Lord is pouring this song into me, and I'm trying to write or type. I can't remember where I wrote it, and I'm talking to the camp counselor next to me, and I'm like, the Lord has given me this song. Tell me what you think. But whenever I was writing the song, all that was popping in my mind was about storms. And so the first verse comes from the story in the Bible about when the disciples were on the sea, and the storm is raging, and they see this figure come walking out of nowhere, and that figure is Jesus.
Right. Yeah.
And so Peter looks at him, and he does the classic, well, if it's you, tell me to come on out.
Yeah.
And there's something, I didn't know this till I studied that story, but anybody could have said come. If it was the devil, if it was a ghost, but he knew the voice of the Master.
That's right.
And that part is easy to skip over.
Yeah.
But he says, come. I'm like, well, you know what? It could have been a demon of hell, and the demon of hell could have went, like someone imitating a baby on the phone or something.
Yeah.
Come, But Peter knew the voice of his Master, and when the Master, I feel that one. When the Master said come, Peter came.
Right. So you got that Bible story with the first verse. The second verse, I know that we've talked in the previous videos about Bill Gaither being one of your people that you just look to for songwriting. How do you go with the second verse going with this song?
Well, it's a context. Again, I love the Bible, then the context verse. And so this puts that story in context for us because, we're not sailing on boats in storms, and, we're not walking on water. We aren't, but our life is what the storm represents sometimes.
Exactly.
Sometimes we're sailing on peaceful waters, but sometimes we're sailing through a storm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. I don't think the church has heard this song with us yet as a group.
They've heard it with me by myself.
Right.
If they remember the first time I came to Irwin Hill, I did my testimony and I sang this song because this song just fits in with the whole story. Because, if you know my testimony, you can mark it in April. April is when my testimony begins and it continues forward. Yeah. So I wrote this 2 months after my testimony. And then whenever I gave my testimony at Irwin Hill in December, I did this song. I believe I did this song as just this is.
Yeah. So when we sing it as a group, I sing harmony with Tim, and in my opinion, I think it's a beautiful harmony, and it's not me and it's not Tim. It's just the song and the simple harmony that we have with it.
Well, I can say this. For this to be a quick song, like we talked about last call, this one was written in a day.
Yeah.
Every time Matt and I talk, Matt's like, "Hey, are you recording?" "Yeah, you should keep your eyes on the master." So, there are people that this song touches, and as writers, it means something, like, I don't know if Matt knows how much it means to me when he says you should keep your eyes on the master.
Sure, yeah, it's encouraging.
And I mean, I know he has looked at you, and Last Call has been that one for you. He's like, you should do Last Call.
Yeah.
So it touches us as writers, That's why we love when people talk about It's My Time on the Mountain, because it lets us know as writers we heard from God.
Right.
Because I have a preaching on my life. I preach on Sunday evenings for the church. Pastor Sean allows me to preach from time to time. But this is one of the ways as musicians that we preach to congregations, you know.
Yeah. So let's do the second verse, and then I'm going to harmonize with you on the chorus. Just give them a little bit of what it sounds like.
Of what it sounds like when we're in concert.
Right.
Well, when a storm your life's become, everything seems dark and drear. You feel like you're alone and no one hears your prayer. Well, just remember this truth. You see, He's always close by when you feel like you're stranded. He's right by your side. Keep your eyes on the Master. He's right there with you. You see, His arm is outstretched, and He'll see you through. Just look to Jesus, despite all the waves. Keep your eyes on the Master, and He'll keep you safe. Just a simple song.
It is. It really is.
To remind us that even when life gets rough, even when the storm is raging all around, He's right there.
Exactly.
He was right there. He was close enough to Peter to just reach his hand down and grab him.
No, you're exactly right. And in closing, I know it's been quick. It's it feels like 10 minutes goes by all the time for our videos. But again, I am so glad for coming on this video this week with another. I want to say another music minute is what it feels like.
Music minute.
Yeah, and it's been great interviewing Tim, and I know there'll be many more videos after this that we'll do the same thing. And maybe we'll bring in other people. Maybe we'll bring in Matt himself or anybody. We can bring in a lot of friends of ours.
Well, and I mean this isn't limited to just songs we've written. I want to tell stories of great writers.
So, well, signing off. It's your friend Chandler Dedman. Thank you again for tuning in, and Y'all have a blessed week. We will see you next time.